Well, what a day, everybody. I've been light on content today, I think, because I've been incredibly busy trading. Oftentimes, usually, I just kind of wander around and I could cook a meal, empty the dishwasher, do this and that and the other. But not today. It was mayhem. I have 4 different portfolios I'm managing. I had a ton of positions, and thank God things worked out the way they did. I'll get more to that in a second. Regarding this first post of the day, which I published before the opening bell. So I said, what's on my mind is straight from my trading rules. And it was about emotional awareness is your greatest asset. And I said, if I'm feeling this good, I get uneasy. And I talked about this chart, and I pointed specifically about how not only did we not make a lower low, we made a higher low, but this line here seemed to me that things were strengthening. And I said that the bad news just isn't going to pummel the market any lower. And ended with my doggies looking at each other, which is a metaphor for China and the US. Well, that was kind of prescient. And let me talk about the trading day, such as it is. And I no one's accused me of this, but I'm inclined to say it anyway. This isn't about me, my portfolio. It isn't. I'm trying to kind of get you inside my head of how I'm thinking, because this is real money I'm dealing with, and I try to put my decisions regarding my money out there to be helpful. The old saying about put your money where your mouth is, I do that constantly. The ideas I share, the opinions I share, drive my own decisions, and hopefully, if they're correct, they'll be helpful to you. So that's why this is so egocentric, because my portfolio could be $1 trillion and it's not going to help any of you. This is just about kind of how I'm thinking. So having said that, this is kind of the past week or so. It's sort of a nice bookend that it all began with Liberation Day and ended exactly a week later. I mean, to the minute. Because precisely 7 days ago, Trump lumbered up to the podium and did his thing and pulled the poster out and all that stuff. And he wilted in less than a week. So after Liberation Day, things were going down, down, down. And then they started accelerating. And of course, we got the Sunday Open, which was kind of a crash in a way. And then we got this hysterical thing, which was just a verbal tick from a White House representative, caused this $2 trillion spike, and that went away. But on the whole, it was sort of healing. And yesterday, Tuesday, which I said was I was very pleased with how my trading went. I came into the day light short and long some items, and I got out of my longs and then went aggressively short, and the day went great. Now, here's where we get to the emotional part, and here's where we get to the thank God part. Here we have from, I was so crazy. I have to look what day is it? So it's Wednesday today. So yesterday, the market was kind of, meandering lower. And so I promised myself after the close yesterday, you are not going to look at any quotes. I mean, I was literally taking paths in the house away from any screens. I didn't want to see anything. I promised myself I wouldn't look at any quotes until I woke up, and it was like an hour before the open. And let me emphasize, I was really, 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 really short, like in a massive way on all 4 portfolios. And I was terrified that, frankly, the kind of announcement we saw today would come in the middle of the night. And I'd wake up to the kinds of quotes we're seeing right now. Because God is merciful, none of that happened. I woke up, here, and things were red. They weren't quite as red as here, but they were still down. So I was like, okay. And because of the kind of feelings I was having in that worry word post that I shared with you, it's like, okay, Timster, time to lighten up. I actually covered my cubes before the opening bell. I don't trade, off hours usually, but I wanted to get the hell out. So I covered the cubes, and then during this chunk of time, I just got lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. And then around here was my buy XOP tweet. And then around here was my buy EFA tweet. And they weren't just tweets. I bought very large sums of each of those. And then, things are kind of farting along. And the funny thing was that in retrospect, when the news flashed, the market actually went down a little bit. Very bizarre. I have no idea why. But I was kind of, I've got screens all around me, and I saw the market start to weaken in a fairly meaningful way. It's like, okay, now what? And then I felt, geez, I wish I hadn't lightened up in my shirt so much and bought all this other stuff. But it only took a few moments, and then it exploded higher. The market's very strange because giant moves in the moments before usually go the exact opposite direction. No clue why. And then, of course, the rest. We went raging higher. I sold my XOP and EFA promptly at, not optimal prices, but, still quick, fast profits. Quick, fast, listen to me. They were good, fat profits, but I didn't hold on. But so a number of good things happened. The night went through without an announcement. I lightened up before the announcement, and I got long before the announcement. And then we blasted higher. Okay, that's all lovely. Thanks for the fascinating tale. So what? Okay, well, here, if I'm going to point to one thing that I got wrong, it's the whole Elliot wave shtick, because I had thought maybe we're into wave 5 now, but we're not. And that is actually really, really good news. Because if we were in wave 5, it wasn't going to be much of a wave 5. As it is now, we are still in wave 4. I'm hoping we're near the end of wave 4. And if you will kindly remember, I think I did a premium post about this number, and the premium post was called 5537, which is all about, 5533, excuse me, 5533, so which is about this Fibonacci. I don't know if it's 3337, maybe it's different in slope charts, but it's close to that regardless. And so here's the conjecture. Let's say that we are in wave 4 and we're getting close to the end of wave 4, and we're about to turn south into wave 5, which cuts through Sunday's lows. What this has afforded any bears out there is a brand new opportunity to get short. So this video is getting long, so I'll just wrap up with a couple of thoughts. Thought number one, or fact number one, is that I'm exceptionally lightly positioned now in general. I've mentioned these 4 accounts. One has 100% cash. One has mostly cash. And yeah, if you add them all up, it's like literally mostly cash. So it's kind of boring. I have very few positions. I've gone from a ton of positions to so few that I can just name them right now. GLW, HD, WEN, and the cubes. That's it. And they're all bearish positions. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. There are a few more. CMG, XHP, and XLP. So, having said all that, if we go plunging again, then I'll get caught with my pants down once more. So I'm long nothing and short not much. The ideal scenario would be for a comforting CPI to just give us a little more up in the market. Because for you gold and platinum folks, if you look at the bear pen, it is replete with opportunities getting close to gaps. So that's what I'll be focused on. We're approaching 2 minutes. I'll leave it here. I don't know if I'll do another post or not, but I probably will, knowing me. But I have nothing in the hopper right now, and I'm kind of pooped. So I'll end it there.